Hello, everybody, and welcome to Redbeard Rides, the inaugural episode of my new YouTube channel. Just a little introduction about me. I'm a guy that lives in the Quad Cities area of Iowa. I go to school for Doctor of Chiropractic. That's what brought me here. One of the things that I was pumped about in coming here was the crazy amount of trails that are in this area. There's some excellent, beautiful rides in this area that I hope to showcase with you as we explore the trail system together. And I just thought it'd be cool, especially during this time. If you're watching this in the future, this is 2020, and we are doing basically a social distancing, social isolation time related to COVID-19 SARS virus. So I just wanted to really record this journey for myself and for you to enjoy during this time. This is one of the activities that I love to do. I love to ride bike, and I just got this new bike, which I'll be doing a review of in a couple of videos. This bike is an EcoTric electric bike, 750 watt, might be 500 watt, sorry. Electric bike, eBike, and it's got the fat tires. Main reason I got it was to commute to school, which is about 5 miles from my house. And then 2 weeks later, we are now schooling from home. So that plan is on hold for right now. So stay with me, enjoy this ride, just cue some music here. This is the start of the trail, and maybe I'll pop back with some more things as we continue our journey. You know, one of the concerns that I've had or heard from other people about riding an electric bike is that, oh, it's not going to be exercise anymore. It's not going to, you know, do anything for you to ride this bike because you're just going to be riding with the electric motor. I can tell you after now my current odometer reading is 91 miles on my bike, and I can tell you that those 91 miles were filled with exercise. So this stretch here is really pretty steep grade. You can't really tell here, but you can see the little sign there for the bike down grade as well. And I'll do the same thing coming back up in a little while, but 100% e-bikes provide essentially the same amount of exercise as a regular bike does. You just may do it faster. So how an e-bike works is actually a pedal assist, unless you use just the throttle mode, of course. But it's just a pedal assist. It just is like helps you pedal, basically. So you pedal faster, essentially. This bike only has 7 gears as well. So if I only had those 7 gears to ride all the time, it would be pretty tough, actually. So pedal assist comes in handy. And I typically ride, now having completed those 91 miles, I typically ride with a pedal assist of 3. It's just kind of a happy medium to where you get a good workout, but in cases where you need it, the help is there. Yeah, so that's just one thing I wanted to talk about quick regarding the e-bike situation. So this is a new portion of the trail that I've never been on before this day. Normally at that T back there, I take a right, and I'll show you that in the one of the next couple of rides. That is far and away one of my favorite ways to go, but I'd never been this way, so I wanted to check it out and see what it was all about and where it went, because I'd never been this way, so I didn't know. The qctrails.org website does have some pretty amazing trail maps that you can check out to see where the trails go and where they are and all that stuff. But on this day, I didn't do that, and I just headed out and hopped on my bike and started riding. And what I found out about this stretch of road, I love that those guys are out there like riding 4-wheelers. That was pretty funny to see. This stretch of path right here, this stretch of bike trail, is really just basically a really nice place to, you know, go for a run, walk with your kids with strollers or bikes or whatever. I wouldn't consider it like a real scenic trail, and I've sped up the footage here like double time so that it's not quite so boring, but it just basically goes for miles and miles on this stretch of River Road in Bettendorf, Iowa. It takes you up to LeClaire, Iowa. If you've ever heard of American Pickers, that's where they're at. So you can see it's not super scenic here, but good ride. You know, I'm cranking along, going 15 miles an hour, pretty much average. This is obviously faster than that, but kind of cool just to see another part of the town too. And I realized that I should have stopped on this bridge and taken a selfie or a picture, because if you've been on any cycling forum on Reddit, there is inevitably a bridge picture. I just decided to turn around here. I've got about, I don't know, 6 or 7 miles in at this point or something like that. So I just wanted to turn around and go back home. One of the things that I'll talk about in the review is the battery life of this bike. And actually, now that I've ridden it even further than on this day, I'm fully confident I could go about 30-ish miles, depending on how you use the pedal assist. But on this day, I just decided to turn around and go back home, because I knew, at that point, the battery is showing about half. I'm on pedal assist 4 though, so that takes a little bit more juice. On pedal assist 5, especially if you're going uphill, it drains that battery pretty quick. If you've ever used like a lithium weed whacker or anything like that, you know exactly what I mean. Like, you can go full bore on that battery until the very last minute, and at that last minute it just dies. So it functions all the way up until it is dead. And on the first time I took this bike out for a big ride, I rode about a mile home with 0 battery, and like I said, 7 gears. It was a long mile ride home. So had I been any further, I probably would have called my wife to pick me up, just because it was that difficult. There's more to that story, which I'll tell in my review of the bike in a later video. But yeah, I hope you're enjoying this. I'm enjoying it because it's kind of fun to see where I went and what I did. Yeah, obviously obey all traffic laws. I said that a couple of times in here, and I noticed that when I went back through this video that I don't always do that. Let's be honest, most of these places don't have very much traffic, so it's not a huge deal, but you should still obey the law, right? So I'm just putting that out there. Don't be like me. And this is the other side of that hill I was talking about before. This is going back up to go back down. That I said it was a really good workout. Like, I can't really tell from here what pedal assist I'm on. I'm on pedal assist 2, but I'm probably in like second gear, something like that. Yeah, I'm pretty far down there. So it's a good uphill climb. And you know, I've ridden all kinds of bikes and all kinds of terrain, and this is a good workout. Again, don't knock the e-bike until you try it. I was one of those people. I'll tell that story later as well, so I'll give you something to look forward to. But yeah, that hill right there, every time it gets me. And by the way, every time I pass a person, I generally say on your left, whatever, or passing, whatever the case may be. And that guy was the only one in my 91 miles of riding, basically, that has acknowledged me. That guy that just waved at me. I appreciate that. So if you're out there walking or riding on a trail and somebody says passing on your left or passing on your right, whatever the case is, acknowledge that you heard them. It just helps with peace of mind for that person. So yeah, so anyway.
This bridge because this is like a super busy road and I don't trust people. Just as a general rule, but especially when you're fun. About that speed limit sign up there. On the sidewalk. Now we're on the road. Top gear. Pedal assist 5. We're going under 20.
So on this last little trek before I get to my house, I always like to do kind of a throttle mode only session, just to kind of, feel the wind in my hair, or just kind of take a little relaxing time on the way home. So this stretch here is where I usually do that. Usually go about 20 miles an hour. One time I had the cops pull up beside me, which was kind of funny, but I'll tell that story sometime too. So thanks for watching. Thank you for being here. If you've made it this far, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks.